Hey there, Apple fanboys, and welcome to the raweffect, your rawest gaming podcast in the world. We are here with your host Max and
Hello.
me, Bence, and today we will have some very nice news for you. And you know, if you have any questions or news yourself, you can always send it to us at raweffectpodcast at gmail.com. And I'm way better at this than Max because he always forgets, like last episode.
Yeah, you should do the intros from now on all the time.
Yeah, so I think we can already dive into Know Your Host, Max. Do you want to start this time?
Nah, you can start.
Okay, so what everyone is waiting for. Know Your Host!
It hurts my soul.
Once I will get to making an actual intro or music for this, I mean, it's just no time in the weeks. It was a very busy week for us, I think, because we actually released a trailer or something, right?
A trailer or something. Yeah, we released the date and the tech trailer for the new Crysis remastered game.
Exactly. So we were very busy this week, but we still managed to do this podcast now on a Saturday instead of our usual Friday. So I will start this segment, Max. And since last episode I asked you which universe you would want to be in, this week let's dive a bit more into that. And what ability or special power would you choose if you could choose anything but only one?
Oh, Jesus. Let me just make sounds so there's no dead air.
The hard question. It's always so hard to answer these because they come so randomly and you have no time to think about them, right?
I know, that's the fun part though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would either say time rewind, like in Life is Strange, or the telekinesis stuff from Control, I think.
But if you go time rewind, why then not just time travel? Like just.
But that's not an ability, right?
I mean, it can be, you know, like 5 in what is it called? Umbrella Academy. Have you seen that show?
No, I haven't seen that show. That's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, he can like bend space and time, so he can teleport basically or time travel.
Oh, teleport is also a good ability for being lazy and stuff. Can just teleport anywhere I want. Oh, that might actually be. I think that might actually be the answer. Like if time rewind makes life boring because you can't just redo everything you did wrong. It just sucks. So you don't make any mistakes anymore. So everything becomes boring.
Yeah, but again, if you have like bending space and time, then you can also teleport and time travel, so you can rewind and move back and forth in time.
Yeah, but what's the point then? I feel like at that point you just get depressed that you can't do anything, but it'll get you nowhere.
Well, it's fun.
Also, if you have telekinesis, there's a good chance that you can't use it, because if you do use it, then the entire government is just gonna be after you.
I mean, if you use any powers and someone finds out, probably the FBI will be on your ass very quickly.
True, but if you have teleportation, you can literally just go anywhere. It's like the movie Jumper, right? With, what's his name? What's his face from the Star Wars prequel movies? Christian Hayden, I think? Hayden Christensen. Yeah, it's like that. So if you're in Coronas and you feel sad and bored, then after work you can just jump to Tahiti on a surfboard and then just chill there for a while.
Okay, that sounds really nice, actually, yeah.
Right?
It's a good choice.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that. I'm not sure if that's a game ability, though. Teleportation. Like, that far, though.
I mean, yeah, maybe it doesn't have limits, so if you can just teleport anywhere, why not?
I know a movie. I know, like, a bunch of movies where people teleport, but I don't know any game, because it's such a hard game mechanic to pull off. I think BioShock tried to do it once, like the first one. You can get, like, this, there's like this puzzle, I think, in the remaster edition or something, in which they tease you with the teleportation ability, but you never get it because they tried to implement it when they worked on the game, but it just broke the entire game, and you were clipping through everything. You were, it got weird.
But actually, like, if you think about it, like games that have like fast travel, they are kind of all like teleportations in a way.
Yeah, but they travel though. They travel fast. Far and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But that's basically you teleport away, no?
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, it really depends what game. Like, for example, in The Witcher, I just imagine him, like,
Going on his
traveling
horse.
from A to
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, true. But I guess there are some games when you go through portals or stuff, and that's pretty similar.
I don't know.
So what is your question then?
Alright, so... Alright, I don't want to go into games. I want to go into, like, random ass stuff. So, what is... that's such a hard question, though. You know what? How about this? How would you describe your perfect day? Since before the podcast started, you said you had, like, a really bad day yesterday because of a bunch of reasons. So what would be your perfect day then? Like, the best day you could imagine?
That's a tough question, to be honest.
Right?
Well, yeah, like, depends, I guess. Like, depends on what state I'm in at the moment when I would need a day. Because if I'm, like, super tired and burned out with everything, then, like, a day where I could just basically chill, eat some nice food, maybe talk to family and friends, and then play some games and just relax full on without having to do anything, like any responsibilities. Like, basically being a kid. That sounds really nice.
There's no limitations. You can also just be on holiday or something.
Oh, like, so, like, completely anything that's, like, not even reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay. So if
No
you could
limitations.
do anything in a day, oh my god. Well,
I'll tell you mine, like, at least right now. I would love to be on a cruise ship through, like, a Nordic fjord with the sun on board, where I can just look out the window while chilling in a pool or something with, like, a cocktail.
yeah, that sounds super nice. But for me, I think... so I've always wanted to go to New York City. I've never been, and I know that, like, Christmas time around there is very nice. So I would love to be there with family on Christmas in, like, a nice hotel or something when it's, like, snowing, and just, like, going to the celebrations and, like, exploring the city. That sounds like a perfect day, like Christmas Eve, let's say, in New York City. I would do that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've been in New York doing Christmas. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it sounds very, like, cozy. Although, but to be honest, like, I love proper Christmas times usually because the whole family is around, and then you're in the warm little house, and, like, it's snowing outside, and then everyone is happy. You meet everyone from your... It's, like, so nice.
Yeah, I might not would do Christmas because, like, it's not gonna be cozy or anything. Like, hotel is hotel, so it's always gonna be a bit dicey with that. And like, New York isn't chill during Christmas. Like, a bunch of people are just running around like crazy, and
yeah, but it's a cool city as well. Like, I like that the city is, like, super big, and, like, I'm just, like, it's like a dream city, I think, but I've never been, so I can't really tell.
I would just go through the summer and then just chill with, like, a cafe somewhere and just go explore.
That sounds
because
nice.
It's also, like, if it's like any big city, right? If it's snowing, it's immediately becoming muddy and shit, so...
True. Okay, I had this dream in my mind, Max, like these beautiful white streets with people happy, like, celebrating outside. Don't ruin it with mud and, like, bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Just destroying your dreams.
Well, yeah. So,
next
like,
time I'm gonna ask what's the thing you want most in life, so I can just rip that to shreds as well.
Yeah, but something like that. I would also just love to go on vacation right now to some warm place, also with family, because I barely see them in the year, so it's always very fun to hang out with them and just talk to them in general.
To be fair though, if you, like, go during the winter to New York, it's not that expensive. I think, like, from Frankfurt you can go for $350 back and forth.
Okay, and the hotels not, like, crazy expensive?
I would probably get an Airbnb, especially if you're with a family. Then you can just, like, rent out one apartment, so it's probably more cozy. I don't know. It's like, if you split it through, like, how many people are you?
Well, my parents and I guess my nephew usually, so that's at least 3. Maybe my sister 4, 5, 6. Depends who comes.
I mean, 6 is probably tricky because one apartment is, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely get an Airbnb and just look it up, I guess. I could look it up right now, but...
No, don't have to. It's just a dream for now. But yeah, cool.
Let me plan your dream holiday. Let me do this for you, Bence.
Thank you, Max. I would really love to go to Japan as well, and I know you've been, like, traveling around, stuff like that.
I haven't been to Japan yet. I want to go myself too, but yeah, it's just
what I mean
really
is,
expensive.
like, you've been, like showing me, like, how you could go there and where you could actually stay and what is the best plan.
Yeah, one of our coworkers is just obsessed with Japan, and she told me that there's these things called internet cafes, and they're not technically like the internet cafes you usually know. Like back in the day, internet cafes literally just a place with a computer where you had like access. But they're actually like old office buildings that have been refurbished, in which you have like a little capsule, like a booth, and there's like a bed in there, power outlet, and yeah, I don't know. I think you have Wi-Fi as well. And they're not great, but you can just crush. They're super cheap, so you can just go from city to city and crush at these things. So you can do like really 2 weeks just traveling around, because the train connection is also really good there. And then I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, sounds lovely as well. Cool.
If next year is gonna be better than this year, then I actually might do that.
You know what? Maybe I go with you. That would be a fun trip.
Yeah, get that off the bucket list. I mean, honestly, we can just like take 2 weeks and then just have like a plan in which we like visit a couple of cities like Kyoto, Tokyo, and then Okinawa or something.
It would be so cool. It's just like you need a lot of money, I think, and just for the food and just like buy shit, because there's so much stuff there probably you would want to get.
I don't have enough luggage for all my body pillows.
I would actually get a body pillow. Like, okay. It's not even because it's like anime or anime girls or whatever, but like when I sleep I have to cuddle something, so I need like a pillow like that.
Yeah, on second thought I might not go with you.
Yeah, you can be my body pillow, Max.
Oh,
anytime.
Didn't you show me like when we were still in the office like a body pillow of something? I can't remember what. Was it John Wick?
I guess I showed you somewhere probably, yeah. That would be perfect.
It was like some anime version of John Wick of Keanu Reeves.
I would be happy with that as well. Sleeping with Keanu every night. Come on, Max.
Get me out of here. What are you playing, Bence?
So I'm actually since I had no much time, I tried out Fall Guys, which is actually super fun, I gotta admit. Very simple. That makes it even more fun because you don't have to worry about like crazy mechanics or anything like that. It's more like luck based, I feel like, but also like very fun when you play with friends. And I played World of Warcraft because I'm trying to get my characters up to level before the new expansion comes out, so I can Shadowlands, I think.
Don't ask me, man. You're playing the game, not me.
Yeah, but I haven't played I haven't even bought it yet or anything. I'm just like trying to get my characters up so I can kind of choose which one I want to start on the max level, you know. So it's pretty interesting. Actually really enjoying it. It's like a good grind. Takes your mind off things. You're just watching videos, grinding away. I kind of enjoy that, so.
Oh god. Yeah, you told last week on the podcast that you got a new subscription for World of Warcraft, so yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so and I said like WoW is like a game that you buy the sub for and then you are kind of forced to playing it because you know that you already paid for it, so it's like a waste of money.
But you also buy every expansion for The Sims and then maybe play it for like 2 minutes and then quit out of it.
I actually have a lot of time in The Sims. Don't underestimate it. I have like, okay, that's just you tell your game, and meanwhile I check how much playtime I have in The Sims.
How much money did you spend on The Sims already? Like just The Sims 4, I think it is, right?
Oh, right now we had Origin on the screen. Perfect. Okay, so well, I don't know, like it has like 5 bigger expansions which are like what, $30 each or something like that. And then you have the base game which I bought when it came out, so it was full priced, and then I buy all packs, so it's a good amount of money, I guess.
So you just spent on the expansions and the game, you already spent like over $200, and then all the little expansions.
Probably, but it doesn't hurt so much because you just buy it like in bursts. So, like, you know.
Yeah, I guess, but still. All right, so how much playtime do you got then?
Wait, I'm trying to. I hope it says. Oh, 311 hours. There you go. So that's time well spent. That's a lot of. Yeah. So it has 3 expansions and then add-ons.
200.
It doesn't show the price, I guess. But like, yeah, expansions are actually like. Oh no, these are bundles. They are selling bundles now, which is nice.
Oh great, you should buy more then.
That you can't because I have all, so I like a bundle is nice because you get it cheaper, but
just make a new account and buy them all again.
So it actually has 9 expansions and each is 40 euros.
Oh my god.
So 9 times 40 basically, that's like what? Oh my god, that's a lot.
You
like
already spent over
300
400.
just for the expansions. And then they
Yeah.
have game packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 game packs, those are 20. So that's 160. Then the base game was 60, I guess. That's 220 plus like 400. That's like 620. And then the stuff packs. That's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 packs for 10 euros. That's 170. So, yeah. Like
Bence,
800 euros.
This is an intervention. Stop. Just stop.
I can't believe I almost spent $1,000 on Sims. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
EA, take my money, thank you.
Yeah, no shit. Holy crap.
Yeah, I didn't want to know
Wow.
this. I thought it was like 200 euros, but now that I've seen that it's actually closer to 1,000 than 200.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to look at your own hubris. Jeez.
Yeah, but this game has been out for a while though. If you think
Yeah,
about it.
so I never
So
spent that much money on any game ever.
I don't think
Holy.
I did either. I just
These are
didn't
not
realize.
even microtransactions. These are like $40. Holy
Yeah,
moly.
but like expansions are nice. Like they add a lot of stuff, so it's not like it's small.
Yeah, but even for 300 hours in a game, like it's not worth spending $1,000 for me. It's like I spent more
No.
time in The Witcher and I definitely paid less than.
Yeah, of course. I didn't know I spent this much money. I thought it was like 200-300. But yeah, it's been out
You
for
can get
5
like a good PC for that.
Yeah, a pretty good one. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe I shouldn't buy more Sims expansions.
Ha, suckity, eh?
But at this point, it's like I have to have it. Like I see that, like it's like I see all the expansions like with the ticks, like you have it, and then if you're missing one, that's just like you can't have it. It's not like you with achievements, like you gotta have.
Yeah,
all.
but the thing is, achievements are free. You only buy the base game, and then
Yeah, I guess I messed up with the Sims. I don't know, but I would still do it again. I just didn't know. Jeez.
holy. I was expecting you to spend like $300 or something.
Yeah,
I
me
wasn't
too.
expecting you to spend close to 1,000. That is insane to me. Holy.
Yeah, and it could be that the prices went down since because it's been a while, so it could be even more. Yeah, like close to 1,000, I guess. It's fair to say.
Oh boy. Yeah, anyway, so last week I played Until Dawn, and this week I played Rage 2. So you could say I played one whole game. Because Until Dawn had no gameplay, and Rage has no story. So now combining the two, actually played one whole game.
Yeah, that sounds true.
Sounds
Although I
alright.
heard like Rage 2 is actually like the gameplay is pretty fun itself.
The gameplay is insanely awesome. I love the game. Already, I'm one trophy away from the platinum. I finished all the DLC. It's great. It's so much fun. It's the open world from Just Cause, because the game is developed by Avalanche, the people behind like also the Mad Max game. So they're like perfect for this already. You have a big sprawling open world that's super beautiful and colorful. You have like a tank with jet boosters. You traverse around the environment, and then it's literally the Doom gameplay, but in an open world with superpowers and everything. It's
Sounds
just
really fun.
awesome. It's really fun. Super quick, hectic. You can crank up the difficulty to whatever you want it to be. The play style is basically, if you go in like super cautious and with a sniper rifle and stuff, you're actually punished. So they want you to jump in, ground pound the
Slay.
enemies, basically swipe them away with telekinesis, create vortexes on the floor, have like a pump up shotgun and just shoot everything in the face, and it's just so much fun.
But I thought you said you would start playing Ghost of Tsushima as well. Next big PlayStation game, or did you not say that?
Yeah, I didn't want to play like, I don't know.
300 hours game.
The game was on discount during the PlayStation sale, and I was just like, yeah, why not? This seems like fun. I saw it last. When did it come out? This year? Last year? I think end of last year.
Last year, I think, yeah.
Yeah. I saw it last year. It looked interesting. It got a bunch of mediocre reviews because people weren't like digging it. because there's like barely any story in it. But I don't know, like you go from place to place, you wreak havoc, there's a bunch of objectives, the world is cool and pretty. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I had
only
a lot
watched
of
the
fun with it.
reviews of the game when it came out, and they were saying the same thing as you are. Like the gameplay is really fun and it's really well done, but like there's not much like depth to it. I guess not the gameplay, but like the story itself.
Yeah, the story is literally like, I think you have 1, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 missions. That's the entire story. You can probably burn through that in, if there wouldn't be like any level gating. You have the opening mission, then you have to meet like 3 contacts, and then you have to do missions for them. And after the first mission, you have to, the more stuff you do in the world, you rank up their levels. And you need to be at a specific level with each person to do the second mission.
Okay.
And it's basically just a level gate, so you actually play more of the game and go out in the world, so they kind of hinder your progress with the story itself.
That sounds kind of annoying, to be honest, like being level
Yeah,
gated.
but the thing is, I didn't even notice because I played so much in the environment and was doing random things that I already passed the levels that I needed for them anyway. I don't know. Like, it didn't bother me specifically. I didn't even know that was part of an issue. I just watched like a bunch of reviews afterwards as well, just to see like what other people were thinking of it. And a lot of people were disappointed because it is kind of mediocre shooter-ish kind of thing, but at the same time it's just so much fun. And like I said, like Until Dawn had 0 story. This one has Until Dawn had only story and 0 gameplay. This one has only gameplay and almost no story, so it's a perfect mix.
At least you had like one game in 2 weeks basically, and it satisfied both your gameplay needs and your story needs, I guess. Although Until Dawn, like, it is a story game only, but like the story itself is not like super good. It's more like a small horror film.
Yeah, it's a slasher flick basically. It's fine. On the first time it's super fun. The second time it's just annoying because I had to play it twice for the platinum. On my first playthrough, everybody died by accident, and then on the second one, I had to keep everybody alive. But the story doesn't change much, because even if the characters are alive, they're just in the background, like, saying nothing. They're just in cutscenes. It's super awkward.
It's very linear, basically. Like, there's always the same outcome, no matter what, really.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just the way they die is apparently, like, the selling point. It's just a super boring game, to be honest. It was fun the first time around, but if you, like, go for platinum, it becomes really tedious and annoying, and I kind of hate it now in retrospect because of it. But yeah, the Doom Rage is so much fun. It's like, it wasn't even a chore to go through the trophies or anything, because all the trophies are also really thought through and thought out and fun. Like, you have to do a bunch of really weird things, and there's like some time trials and races and stuff, and it's just fun. I don't know. Bethesda did a good job. So I bought Wolfenstein Youngblood as well.
I heard really bad things about the game.
I watched a bunch of reviews and informed myself last year as well. Apparently, like, they have a system in which you have specific ammo types, and you can only hurt specific enemies with specific ammo types, but you run out of ammunition quickly, and then you don't do as much damage if you don't shoot them with the right stuff, and it's just really annoying. The last boss in the game is insanely difficult, and you can't get out of the boss fight and stuff. But I watched the developer diaries, and apparently they addressed like all of these and just fixed them all.
But I thought there were like problems with also like the story and how it's like social justice, something I can't remember. It's been a while for that, but
no, it's not social justice. It's just you play as the kids of the main protagonists of the 2 proper games, and
But wasn't like really awkward conversations between the characters?
Yeah. The dialogue is
like
just nonsense.
Yeah.
They talk like frat boys in college, even though like they're too tiny. Yeah, it's over the top. It's weird. There's barely any story in it. I already know, but the gameplay and stuff is just so much fun as well, because you just have like super powered suits and have a bunch of fun in like an open world Paris kind of area. So I don't know. I'm just gonna try it. If it sucks, then I'll just quit out of it. But I don't know. Until Dawn just was so mind-numbingly boring to me that I just needed something with gameplay, even if it has no story. I just want like a solid gameplay experience, to be honest.
You should just play Ghost of Tsushima. I'm just saying, Max. That would satisfy everything, and you would not need another game for a good while.
Yeah, but the thing is, I spent 12 euros on Wolfenstein Youngblood, and Ghost of Tsushima is like 70
70.
still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I still also have Dragon Quest 11 lying around, which I have to earn the trophies and finish the game at some point, but I just can't be bothered.
That game is really fun, I think, though. Like, I stopped as well because I started after you on the Switch. I don't know if you played since then, but it was really fun while I was playing.
It is fun, it's beautiful, but I just don't have the time or the energy. It's like too slow paced. After, like, literally
Same.
after, I don't know what happened, but Until Dawn just frustrated me so much that I just want, like, something quick, shooty.
Yeah, I
also bought
completely
Need
get
for
the...
Speed Heat.
Oh, yeah, that's the game like that you can just, like, go and just race and just enjoy it and not really care about anything else. Like, my problem with games like Ghost of Tsushima or Dragon Quest, Dragon Quest,
Dragon
yeah.
Quest.
Yeah, so many dragon names. Yeah, the same that I don't even start it, like don't start playing it, because I feel like that if I start to play, then I have to invest already a lot of hours just to get anywhere and just get going. So I'd rather play something quick and dirty.
Yeah, kind of the same. That's literally rage. I'm contemplating right now because there's like 2 DLC trophies, 3, in which just New Game Plus with like higher difficulties, and I'm considering just replaying the entire game on like Ultra or Nightmare or something because it's just so much fun and I want to challenge myself, or if I should just jump into Youngblood or.
I mean, it's up to you.
I also played Ukulele, by the way. I bought that as well. That's the game from the X-Rare developers.
Oh, I
That
thought
did
you meant you started
Banjo-Kazooie.
playing the real ukulele.
No, I played the game.
It would have been something useful at least. Yeah, nice.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. See, now you have to learn it and perform this song.
Oh my god, you want the podcast audience to have bleeding ears? No,
And then
thanks.
you can do the intro music and everything.
Oh my god.
Okay, but I think it's time to dive into the news, Max. What do you think?
Yeah. Alright, so the first item is, we know now why Halo Infinite got delayed, and there's a bunch of rumors as well going along with it. So the rumors are that significant portions have been outsourced to third-party developers, and because of that, 343 can't keep all the things in sync. Which hasn't been denied by the studio itself, because the second allegation is that because of the television show, the management of 343 put so much time and focus into that they didn't spend enough time on Infinite itself. But the irony is that Microsoft actually responded to it and said, they clarified, 343 Industries has a devoted transmedia team that is working with Showtime on the creation and production of the Halo television show. This group is separate from the Halo Infinite development team. These are two completely independent projects with dedicated teams and leadership and do not impact each other. But they only clarified that one, not the other one with the outsourcing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can completely imagine that they are outsourcing stuff, but I also... it has to be true that they are completely two different projects, because that's just how it works. I can't imagine that the same team would work on a TV project or like a development for game itself, so... There's probably some like narrative oversight between the two which connects them, but other than that, it has to be completely different, right? So
yeah, you think that, but at the same time, like this kind of stuff goes through every, like from experience, right? Even if they're two completely separate teams, they're still gonna interact with each other because
yeah, of course. I mean, of course,
because like the artists still have to make stuff, and all the
Yeah.
graphic designers and marketing teams and everything, like they still have to talk to each other, and it's not just talking, because in experience everybody needs assets for something, especially when they prepare pitches or like work even with third party, because they're not going to produce the show themselves. Showtime is, so they kind of need this art bible thing. And for that, they have to talk to every facet of every team, collect every data of everything. And even, like, usually people outsource these art bible things to also third parties to develop them for them. But they still have to provide all answers to every question they ask, and a whole bunch of assets as well. So this is, like, really tedious, and it's definitely, like, creeping into for sure. I'm 100%.
I mean,
I don't think the television show is impacting it. If I had to guess, I would say it's definitely the third party development. Because if it's like an open world and they need more manpower, I can totally see them outsourcing huge chunks of this game, like just for rendering and creation and level design stuff. which is fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
And
thought too. Like, I don't think it's a TV show, but definitely they have to outsource if it's like a huge game. We don't really know much about the game itself other than what we've seen, but it looks like a completely big open world game where you can just do whatever, and there's so much stuff in it probably, and it still looks like crap. So they have a bunch of work to do, and probably need to outsource a lot of things to get it done, and that's why it's rumored to be delayed, which is probably true as well.
it's not rumored to be delayed. It's definitely delayed.
Oh, it
These
is.
were just rumors why it is delayed, and Microsoft only clarified the television part, not the outsourcing. And there's another thing that last year the creative directors Tim Longo and Mary Olsen left 343, and I'm pretty sure that left a massive ripple effect, because if the game directors, creative directors,
in the middle of
leave
the process,
both of
yeah,
them, yeah,
that
that'll
just destroys everything basically.
whoever comes in next has to pick up the pieces or has his own vision. So yeah, the team is probably scrambling.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's not good news for Xbox for sure.
It's terrible
It's
news
their
because
biggest
this was
selling point
supposed to,
basically.
yeah, this was the biggest selling point for the Series X. Now they have nothing. As far as we know, like they haven't announced any game that's gonna launch with it now.
Very true. I can't wait to see the next event just to. I hope there has to be something, because they also know that they are kind of fucked, I think. Other than the Game Pass, which is great, they don't have anything to show.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's technically number 5, but so Deathloop from Arcane Studio from Bethesda got delayed until 2021 as well. And that one was supposed to be also PlayStation exclusive, so they also lost one. But the thing is that that's a third-party game, and that probably would have been a timed exclusive anyway. And it's definitely on PC, I would assume. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that looks good. That we talked about that as well. It looked really fun, but for a delay for that is doesn't have that much impact. Well, we can talk about it now. It doesn't matter the order, I guess.
Well,
after you mentioned it, might as well.
Yeah, no, let's go through it later. Let's go to the second item though.
Okay.
So, a Prince of Persia Remake appears on retailer website and is rumored to be revealed next month, because next month is another Ubisoft Forward press conference, and this was, according to insiders, supposed to be their game that comes out of nowhere, like a surprise announcement.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this?
So we actually talked about this a bit with you earlier when you told me the news, like last week, and I'm excited because I remember even playing Prince of Persia games just on phone when I was super young. That's how I got into the Prince of Persia world. And then I played some games on the PC as well, and I remember Sense of Time. Like, I don't 100% remember because these games are pretty old now. They are like basically what was before Assassin's Creed to me. It seems that way, and the kind of they transitioned from making Prince of Persia games to Assassin's Creed games. But I have good memories, so I'm excited, and I hope like it's a reboot, a remake, remaster, whatever it is. I'm very happy, and I hope it will be really fun, and they will fix all the gameplay issues or other issues the games had, and hopefully come out with something really nice. I think they have like a lot of experience now from Assassin's Creed, and there's probably a big overlap between the two games because they have a lot of like platforming, so to say, like parkour elements in them, so it could be really nice.
Yeah, so a bunch of things, right? Ubisoft actually doesn't retain all the rights to the Prince of Persia IP. Like, they still have to pay royalties to the person who came up with Prince of Persia. So that's why we haven't seen anything in a while because of that. Because I think they have to pay like 30% royalties to the creator every time they put out a game.
Okay,
Something
well,
like that.
if he made up the IP, then it makes sense. And a greedy Ubisoft.
It does make sense. And I think we talked about this last time when the vertical slice leaked of this Prince of Persia game that we saw like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They originally, like, Assassin's Creed was literally Prince of Persia subtitle Assassin's Creed. That was a Prince of Persia game that they just made into its own IP because they didn't want to like pay the royalties for the stupid IP anymore. And that's why you haven't seen Prince of Persia in forever.
Yeah, when was the last game, do you know, by any chance?
2008.
That was the last, okay.
No, wait. No. There was a tie-in game with the movie. I think that was 2011. 2008 was the reboot.
So it's been a while anyway, like 9 years at least.
It's been a while,
Yeah.
Since Assassin's Creed, we haven't seen any Prince of Persia. It's definitely a reboot, a remake, because the website listed it as a remake. And what the weird thing is, there was a placeholder image for it, but it has the logo from the 2008 reboot. So it's not gonna be Sense of Time, Warrior Within, or the Two Princes.
All right, Warrior Within. I definitely played that game as well. I remember it
That
was like
that
one of my
was-
friends was like really into the series, and he like landed me the games, because back then you still had like CDs for games, weirdly on PC at least, and he landed me, and that's how I got into the whole like PC.
The second
trilogy.
game was like metal as fuck. The cover art was black and white. The scarf around his waist was like red as blood. He had like these two blades. There was metal music playing in the background and menu stuff. It was super dope. I loved the second one.
Was that the one when you had this dark side, or like this cool side, and you turned into this, or?
No, that's the third one. That's the Two Princes. That's why it's also called the Two Princes.
So I played all three. Jeez, nice.
First one
Now I know.
is you just run around your palace because the time thing got unleashed in there, and like throughout the game you just get more and more undressed for some reason.
You
Like, you start
get more
with-
badass, Mike.
You start with full clothing, and at the end you're just walking around in your pants. It's weird.
You fight a lot, so your clothing disintegrates from your body and shows those nice packs.
Yeah, man. Like the first one was like Arabian Nights and all this romanticized kind of Prince of Persia thing. The second one goes like full metal album cover, in which there's just a bunch of blood. All the marketing material is decapitating people. Like the villains are like ladies and like metal bras and stuff. It's super weird.
It's very...
But the second game is so much fun. It's so cool with like the demon chasing you and everything.
Yeah, it was really fun, the games, to be honest. I think maybe I like them more than the Assassin's Creed series, to be honest. Like I like the story of Assassin's Creed more. At least I remember way more from that than Prince of Persia, because I don't remember any like super in-depth story in there for that game. But maybe I like the gameplay more than I like Assassin's Creed, to be honest.
I don't know. I like Prince of Persia, the second one, out of all of these. Like, first one was too slow for me and weird, especially the combat. The third one is just annoying with like the Dark Prince sections, because he plays so differently and there's like this time limit on everything. The reboot was all in all terrible.
Yeah, I never played the reboot, for sure.
It looks so much prettier, and I think the main character was voiced by Nolan North as well. Like the dude who speaks for, or is the voice of Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Very nice voice.
Yeah, man, Nolan North is great.
Yeah.
It's just the gameplay was terrible. You couldn't die in the game at all because like your second character kept reviving you. Every combat in the game was like this rock paper scissors thing, because the camera zoomed into like an arena and then you had like monsters. It was just a really terrible game to. And I really hope that the placeholder art that they put up, that had the logo from the 2008 reboot, is just a placeholder, and they're gonna remake Sense of Time. Because
yeah, I mean, A Sense of Time is probably the most famous one, right?
It's the one that started this whole hype, and yeah.
Is the movie about Sense of Time? I can't remember. I remember the movie, I didn't like at all.
It's
been a while,
based on it in like loose threads.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great. Jack Gyllenhaal plays the prince, weirdly enough.
Really? I couldn't remember, but I didn't like it because I played the game, so I knew the games at that time, like really well. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, what is going on?
It's one of the better game movies, though, to be honest.
Well, the Assassin's Creed movie I didn't like either, so.
I didn't watch that one.
It's ridiculous.
That was so weird. I think the director actually with Sony, I think, or whoever made that movie, that he gets to make Macbeth, the movie that he wanted to make, if he also makes Assassin's Creed, because it's the same cast technically. Same cast, same director, and also kind of the same visual, so you can see a lot of parallels. It's just the Assassin's Creed movie is just so half-baked and makes no.
Yeah, that was very weird, but at least it's a game movie. The only the game movie I liked, okay, I don't know if the only one, but I like the Warcraft movie actually, kinda.
I haven't watched that. I really don't care about Warcraft, to be honest. It's
the
not my
best, man.
world.
Come on.
Wasn't there like another movie that came out recently good? Oh yeah, Sonic was pretty good.
Oh, I haven't watched that, but the hype
That one's
around
pretty
it was
fun.
Yeah, I
actually
think I
fun.
wanted to watch it, but then I never got to watch it because of the corona, I guess, or whatever happened around that time.
The Donut Lord.
Well, they got like, can you imagine that they remade the whole movie and then the virus came out basically around that time as well? So it's kind of sad.
The second one got greenlit. Like the Sonic movie did really well at the box office.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people were like, oh, they were stood up for their communities, so now let's support this movie and let's watch it, which is actually really nice.
I think it was a marketing stunt, to be honest. Like, I think they had this design from the beginning.
So do you think they expected that?
I think they expected the backlash, and then they were just like, we're gonna fix it, because you gotta think about it, right? It's not just them making the movie and re-rendering things. It's also like all the marketing and all the merchandise changed.
Yeah, but they even delayed it, right? So, or it was that like not even delayed, but was never meant to release on the first date, and it was whole like a.
I don't know. Maybe it happened truthfully that way, but I just feel like there've been too many cooks in the kitchen for that project. Like just all the companies that had to make stuff for it and posters and everything. It just seems weird to me that all of that had to be changed last minute, to be honest. Like, that is such a massive redoing of things.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they posted how much money they spent on like remaking good stuff, and it was like some crazy amount.
All right, let's move on. Speaking of crazy amounts of money, Fall Guys has a charity bidding war now. Basically, yeah. So the way it works is anybody who wants a costume in the game has to donate to UK special effects charity to get the skin in the game. And it started out with, I think, Warframe with $10,000. Then they upped their price to $40,000, and currently it's at $120,000 for like some weird company.
There were some really weird games, like sketchy, like erotic games even, and they posted these erotic skins, and it was really funny. But I think it's really high. Last time I checked, it was already about 130 or something. So probably since then it increased even.
Just to clarify, the charity that you're donating to is basically the UK-based charity that's leveling the playing field for gamers with physical disabilities around the world. That's what this is for.
Yeah, that sounds
so it's
nice.
Actually a good cause. And it's so funny as well, because the way they announced this was a tweet that says, "The thirst is real." Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's do a bidding war of who wants to have a costume. And you have to basically spend the money on this charity.
Can you imagine this is like the best marketing campaign ever. Like every single game hypes their game and sends like skins for their game. And meanwhile, it's also for a good cause. Like I can't imagine like a better campaign, to be honest. Nope, it's crazy.
That is just gold.
Yeah.
But you gotta be lucky enough to actually have that fan base as well, and everybody just being thirsty for their brand right now.
Yeah, they are so lucky. Like they kicked this project off, it exploded on Twitch, exploded on the internet, and now it's just like the only thing everyone talks about, the new Fortnite basically. Although they also talk about that game a lot nowadays, but for other reasons. So so yeah, they did it really cool. I mean the game is fun, but I don't think it deserved this much hype, but I'm all for it. Like it's funny to see these things happening from like a marketing team perspective, even that like the things people can achieve. So it's really impressive, and I'm waiting to see who's gonna be the last company or game that gets on top and spends the most money to get in Fall Guys.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. That should be fun. And speaking of Fortnite, right? So the next news item is literally that people are spending $10,000 on phones with Fortnite still on it, iPhones with Fortnite on it, because it got banned. It's ridiculous. $10,000 for a phone with Fortnite on it. Isn't that insane?
But can you actually still play that, or how does it work? Like, if you have it installed, then you're allowed to play it, or?
I don't know. It must be, right? Because like the phones would never sell that much if they
Yeah, I mean, it
Fortnite.
has to be. But that's crazy, people. I mean, I would sell my phone if I had Fortnite on it. My nephew probably has Fortnite on his phone. And my sister probably. And my mom even, because my nephew... Oh my god, maybe I can make like 30k in like a few days. Let's do that, Mike.
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So there's also news that Epic Games handed in another case into the court that Apple wants to ban now every game that is involved with the Unreal Engine because of the same issues of like this back-end sales stuff, which is really, really bad for Unreal and just a bunch of poor developers.
Yeah, I can see that going further. To be honest, and but by the way, I also seen like the free Fortnite thing going off the internet like crazy between kids and stuff. So
Really?
yeah, it's actually like catching on, and they are having an event in the game, which is a free Fortnite event, like a tournament or something, and it's all, and you get the rewards which are from the video that you mentioned last time, this Apple hating cinematic video kinda, and you get the skins from that video by participating the free Fortnite tournament or something like this. So they built a whole in-game campaign around this as well.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised to hear that it's catching on, because last time I checked, like nobody cared about the free Fortnite thing.
Yeah, but now kids usually, mainly, that are
I don't
pissed that they get banned.
We talked about this last week, right? So I thought about it a bunch more. I think the best outcome is if Apple just changes how much they charge. Because the worst case scenario is that Apple actually has to go to court and then change their own store. Because, like, for example, Steam, right? Steam charges also 30%. But the difference is that you can make your own, like, Origin or Ubisoft Play or whatever.
Yeah, like
store.
you decide to be on Steam, basically. That's the big
Indeed,
difference.
but if you're on iPhone, there's no other way, because they gate everything through the App Store. So there's no workaround around it. So they definitely maybe have a case, because Apple
It's like a monopoly basically on that whole platform. That is the only way to...
They're in charge of their own ecosystem.
Exactly.
And if this progresses, there's maybe a chance that Apple actually has to give third-party developers the tools to publish things on the iPhone without consent from the App Store.
Which would be way worse for them.
For everybody, because this closed ecosystem also means there's way less thievery going on and just data mining and everything. Because, what was it last year? Facebook data mined a bunch of people on the phones. And Apple found out and kicked them off their phone. Like, you can't pull that shit, and that's the nice thing. Like, Apple is policing their own ecosystem so well from like any third-party intervention, which is a blessing and a curse. A curse for Epic and others, but also a blessing for the user. And
but I wonder what will happen with Google Store then, because they are in the same situation right now, right? And that's more open.
They're just gonna do the same thing that Apple does, I would assume.
Okay.
I think if Google does something, Apple is just gonna shrug and do their own thing. But I think if Google is looking at Apple, if they change anything, Google is just gonna follow up.
Yeah, I mean, it would be weird if they didn't, right? It would be bad news as well. Like bad press if Apple changes and Google doesn't, then Google is the bad guy, so they have to.
I think they should just change the percentage and stay as far away from any court case that allows anybody else to like put third-party apps on the phone itself.
What I would do is change the percentage to what the Epic Store has. Exactly. It still has a percentage, so this would be a good idea.
Yeah, it's just negotiation. Maybe Apple is even so confident that they just say, fuck it. We don't, like, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's allowed to have like a complete monopoly over things like that.
No, it's technically not. That's why they have case.
Yeah, exactly.
In court. Alright, so the next one is number 5. Deathloop got delayed, like we mentioned in the beginning. And since QuakeCon was happening last week, they released a bunch of like behind the scenes and developer updates. I don't know if you saw the video. They like explained a bit more what the game is, because last time when they showed the trailer, we was like gushing about it and kind of trying to figure out what this game actually is. So now they elaborated a bit more on it. So how this works is you're on an open world on an island, that has like really cool art style, like we saw last time. And you are stuck in a time loop like Groundhog Day. Like your day is repeating over and over and over and over again after the day or if you die. And to break this loop, you have to kill 8 targets.
Okay.
But you have to kill them all in one day. And the tricky thing is that their schedule don't align.
Okay, so they just go
there's
randomly
2 people
around.
in like 2 different parts of the island, and it's technically like a puzzle game. So it's an open world puzzle killer in which you have to kill 8 targets and have to somehow change their rhythms that they all line up for the kill.
That sounds really fun, but what's like is it like, can you replay that or does it change? Like, do they have multiple variations? Because if you figure it out once, then it's gonna be just once, or?
So there's also the multiplayer element, like we speculated last time. So there's also one online assassin that any other player can invade your game, and if that person kills you, you have to start over again. So you're fighting another killer in an open world while trying to solve a puzzle of killing 8 people.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see how it actually works out in real life. But imagine like getting someone like Shroud as your enemy player, and then you just die instantly. And so, it sounds really good concept. So maybe they listened to our podcast and actually implemented what we said.
Yeah, of course. They listened to the podcast halfway through the game and then just ripped off.
Yeah, exactly.
Doubtful. Yeah, like I said, man, Bethesda's on a roll. Like, they have so many good games. I'm also considering maybe getting, was it The Evil Within 2?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you like horror games.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So another thing out of QuakeCon, we got like a little tiny update for Ghostwire Tokyo Ghostwire. You can pet a dog.
Yes. Okay, then it's a must-buy game, obviously, because
so
any game
cute.
where
like
you can pet a dog, you have to buy the game.
They did an entire video, like a developer video with what's his name? The lead of Tango Games, the creator behind Resident Evil. I can't remember. He basically just said like, "Oh, we're all working on this project. We're so happy that everybody's hyped, and I'm gonna share news with you. Very important news. You can pet a dog." And then it's just a cutscene of you petting a dog. It's so cute and hilarious.
Very perfect social media marketing. I see, because everyone likes dogs and cats.
It's ironic. It's like the first question everybody asks if you have like a dog in any game.
Can you pet your dog?
Yeah.
Can you play with your dog?
It's the same thing that happened with Ghost of Tsushima, right? Because you can pet the foxes.
Yeah.
And they even released a statement that like so many million foxes have been petted since launch or something. It was cute.
The foxes are so cute in that game, for sure. I love foxes. I would get a fox pet if it was allowed. Is it allowed? I don't know. I would get it.
I don't think so.
It's like a wild animal, sadly. But so beautiful.
Yeah, I follow this channel on Facebook that's called like Dodo or something, and it's just about like saving animals and just feel good stories and stuff.
Nice. And on the other hand, you follow Nature is Metal on Instagram. She's the complete opposite.
You told me so.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like a tiny fox baby or cub, whatever, stuck in a fence, and they basically saved it and then gave it a bunch of food and had it walking around the house and petted it, cuddled it and shit.
So cute.
That's so cute. And then they released it back to the mother, which just picked it up and dragged it away. But the fox is still coming around now, just to chill with them. It's cool.
I want a fox, Max. But talking of animals you would want to have, I think that's a perfect segue to Black Myth Wukong, which you got just announced. And Max showed these games to me, and I actually really liked it. And it's covering the legend of Wukong, which is, by the way, a League of Legends character since 2000 and whatever league started. I don't know. So I was like, weird, whatever. It's a game. We got Wukong again. And actually, the character is the exact same character in the game, basically, which is really funny. But
you do realize who Wukong is, right? He's the Ape King from the legendary story Journey to the West of China.
I mean, I didn't know, so I just knew that it's a lead character, basically.
Son Goku and Dragon Ball is based on that. He has the stick and he's riding on the clouds and everything.
Even. Yeah, he has the monkey tail. But they are like different kind of monkeys there.
I mean, there's also Enslaved Odyssey to the West, which is also an homage to this. Like, there's so many media that's based on the kind of thing. That's just a very legendary story, and I think there's another game with the same premise that they made a remake of, I think last year or this year. I can't remember what it's called. It's from THQ Nordic. I saw it at Gamescom. Yeah, anyway, speaking of this game, it's a new developer team, Game Science Studio. It's a Chinese developer. The game looks great. IGN had like 30-minute gameplay video of it. How it plays, how
I
it
gotta
works.
say it was really cool. Reminded me of a bit of Ghost of Tsushima mixed with Dark Souls or something like that.
Yeah, it looked a bit like Sekiro.
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
like
Fair
Sekiro art stylish, but gameplay, at least boss gameplay from Souls, but
For sure.
also a bit of Dynasty Warriors mixed in it, especially towards the end of the trailer where you're like super overpowered on the cloud and fighting like a heaven realm like a gazillion people with your expendable stick.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
looked really good as well. Like what they had already, it just like graphically is pretty impressive as well.
Yeah. It looks really, really good. I don't know if I'm gonna play it, but yeah, really impressive. I was actually shocked that it's running on Unreal 4 and not 5 because it seems like such a next-gen game.
Yeah, but I mean, if this has been in development probably for a long time, so I can understand.
I actually don't know how long this has been in development because like the studio is so new. I checked the website, but obviously it's Chinese, so it's hard to translate. I don't know. They showed a bunch of stuff towards the end of the game, different like environments. Even though we only saw the vertical slice, it's still pre-alpha footage. But
But
yeah,
it looks
I don't
pretty
know.
advanced to me. Like everything, like the animations, the gameplay itself, the
Yeah, it's still a
everything
vertical
looks-
slice though. It's
True.
like compared to Anthem. Like, do you remember the Anthem reveal in which nothing was true?
Okay, but it was not like. Was that a gameplay video? Wasn't it just like a trailer, gameplay trailer,
Nope.
which was completely a lie, but not like a 15 minutes gameplay session? Was it?
That was also a 15-minute gameplay trailer.
Okay, I thought it was just like.
It was just a vertical slice to show how the game would work.
My God, that
but
was the
I
biggest
agree.
lie ever.
One of the biggest
Yeah.
slices, yeah. No, but like it's a vertical slice, but at the same time, like the character movements and the attack types and what you can turn into stuff and enemy, like just the grunts and stuff. Yeah, everything is already like kind of far along.
Done.
I don't know. I think it's not gonna look as impressive as it does right now in the final product. Especially like at some point you're fighting like a massive werewolf kind of thing, and you set the fur on fire with your staff, and it's jumping around while being on fire, putting himself out until you hit it again with the fire. I would assume that's like one of those mechanics that are gonna get cut because it's just not feasible to have in there in the final product to have everything run smooth. But
On
I don't know.
PlayStation, is it exclusive or did they say
I have
anything?
absolutely no idea. I would assume it's probably on next gen.
Because on PC there would be no problem with having those kind of stuff,
Yeah,
performance
I don't know.
wise.
I really don't know. As far as I can tell, this game looks really, really good. And I'm gonna keep my eye on it, I guess.
Yeah, we are getting so many like these Asian themed games nowadays. Like Viking games and Asian themed games are like the hype now, I feel like.
Yeah, the previous hype was post-apocalyptic games. Like everything that Sony does is post-apocalypse. We had Days Gone, which is in America post-apocalypse or apocalypse. Last of Us in America post-apocalypse.
Yeah, it is.
Then Horizon Zero Dawn, America post-apocalypse. Then Death Stranding, America post-apocalypse.
True. Very true.
I think I'm blanking on some.
Probably there's a lot of starting from Fallout itself. It's just a bunch of post-apocalyptic games.
It's not just Fallout, it's also Rage is post-apocalypse. No, Borderlands isn't post-apocalypse.
Is it not?
Far Cry New Dawn is post-apocalypse.
Really?
The Surge is post-apocalypse. Metro Last Light and is apocalypse. It's just so many games.
It's a cool
getting
topic
ridiculous.
for sure. Yeah, but now we are shifting into Japanese or Asian games and Viking games.
Well, to be fair, this one is Chinese, so.
True, but still very similar, I think, aesthetically. Like, if you compare it with Sekiro, which is Japanese, and then this is Chinese, like, still looks very hand in hand, I think. Even though, like, obviously it covers, like, different topics and maybe, like, historically different stuff or, like, just lore-wise different stuff, but it's still pretty similar.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, let's actually keep going with the Japanese themes or Asian themed games because number 7 is Ghost of Tsushima announces free co-op mode DLC, Legends. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it sounds fun, although I don't have PS Plus, so I will never find out. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much we know about the mode. I just saw their announcement basically for it.
So the way this works is you're in an alternative realm and you're with 4 legends that have been teased in the game itself. They're like legends and shiny in Japanese history, and you're fighting monsters in like a nightmare realm or something.
So it's a bit like Left 4 Dead, but in
looks like Neo to me. Like
okay.
the game that came out from was it Team Ninja? No, wait. Yeah, Team Ninja.
But I think the biggest takeaway of this is that it's a free DLC and it adds like a completely new functionality. And the game was already worth, in my opinion. So now it's just even more worth for people that are interested in playing co-op games. Like, it's just like some extra stuff that you can do. It's probably not like super huge and won't be the focus of the game because this game is very single player Witcher style RPG game, so it's a bit hard to imagine how this will actually work out, but it's a good addition and it's free. So
yeah, let's talk about Sony and DLC. I actually wanted to get into that in some regard. I hate the DLCs that are all just New Game Plus. I don't know why, but Sony is doing this with every game of theirs. It happened with Spider-Man, it happened with Horizon, it happened with Last of Us. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen with Ghost of Tsushima. It's basically they drop the game, they have 1 trophy left, and then like a month or something after, because the game doesn't have longevity, they just drop this DLC that just adds a New Game Plus mode with trophies. And it's the most annoying shit ever because I have to play through the entire game again in New Game Plus, and it's frustrating me beyond belief. Rare Rage 2 did the same. They have like a DLC that is just New Game Plus and new difficulties added to the game.
But wait, do you have to, like, if you have the trophy already, do you lose it or what happens? Or like, how does that work?
They just add new difficulties and a New Game Plus mode. So they want you to play the New Game Plus and add 2 new trophies. The way trophy lists work on PlayStation is you have the base game with a platinum, and whatever DLC they add in the future, they just have a subcategory, but it doesn't count towards the platinum.
So your problem is basically that it's not 100% the number you have there, right?
Exactly, because if you click on the menu, then it says 100% for the game, but then there's the DLC stuff underneath. And if you don't have them, because they're all like in the list, it's just one game. It's just subcategories. Like, for example, on Last of Us, I have 95%, but I have the platinum, and it drives me insane looking at it.
Yeah, that's a bit annoying, but I don't think they would do that for Ghost of Tsushima. It would be like Witcher having that. Like, that would be a bit weird because it's such a long game, no?
The Witcher added post-launch also New Game Plus, but they didn't add a new trophy for it.
Well, that makes more sense. Like, you can play it as a challenge. But the game is already so huge that it doesn't make much sense to tie it to something that you have to do to complete it, you know?
Yeah, kind of, but what is it? Horizon Zero Dawn is the same kind of game as The Witcher is. Like, it's an open world action RPG, and they added a New Game Plus mode and also tied trophy.
That's so annoying. I kind of understand you.
Yeah.
I mean, you could blaze through the game if you really want, right? To just get the trophy. Like,
yeah, well, I did that with Spider-Man. I basically blazed through the game to get the New Game Plus trophy.
Yeah, fair enough. I can imagine for Spider-Man it's much easier because it's like you can just rush through the main mission so quickly, I feel like. But for games like Horizon Zero Dawn or Witcher or Ghost of Tsushima, it's a different story.
Yeah, if the game is super long, it's really tedious.
Exactly.
Damn it. Alright, cool. I was just looking because today is the DC fandom event, and they're gonna reveal the new Batman game and also the new Suicide Squad game from Rocksteady.
So we don't know anything yet, right?
No, we don't know anything yet. We know that the Batman game is... Oh, this is actually part of the news. Yeah, let's just get into it. So the new Batman game is based on the Court of Owls storyline from the comics, in which there's like this underground society with owl masks that basically control the city since ancient times, and they're in charge of whatever goes on. And Batman has to like kind of fight them all. They're like the Illuminatis of Gotham.
Actually, like this was a big part of the Gotham series as well, which I finished. So the Court of Owls, we like find a bunch of stuff about them in there, and like the connection with Bruce Wayne and Wayne Enterprises and everything. So that's pretty interesting, and I feel like it's not so well known. I didn't know about the Court of Owls until I watched the Gotham series actually at all. So it's
they're
so
pretty new villains. They're not iconic old ones. I think they got established like the last 5 years or something. So.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, but it's interesting, and they basically control everything and have connections with everything. So meaning that they are like the main focus of the game that just leaves like infinite options basically, because they are really connected to almost everything in Gotham. So.
Yeah, no, makes sense. I mean, Batman also always has good villains. They could literally pick any of them, as long as it's not the Joker. I can't deal with the Joker anymore.
Isn't the Joker dead in that, if it's a continuation of the game?
Well, he was dead in Arkham Knight already, and he was still like, what is it, 60% of that game?
True.
More, 90% of that game.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
But everyone loves the good Joker, Max, so don't hate on it.
Yeah, no, I like the Joker in The Dark Knight, but since then we had every Batman game has the Joker in it, like even Origins. Batman, or like all 4 of them have the Joker as one of the main antagonists or the main antagonist.
It's the main villain of Batman, so.
Yeah, but so what? The Green Goblin is the main villain of Spider-Man, and is he in every game? No.
Not really. Like Spider-Man is a bit different. Like he doesn't have like an arch nemesis like
he does. The Green Goblin always. He's like his most iconic villain.
Like I think it's just like maybe well known, but like he has so many enemies.
Yeah, so does Batman.
But like for Batman, you just connect it to the Joker, and also what I'm sick of is actually Scarecrow, because it always annoyed me, and it's also everywhere all the time.
Not really. Like in the Nolan movies, he's barely in it.
Apparently he's in every episode, isn't it? In every 3 episodes. I think he's in each.
Where? In Gotham or what?
No, in the Nolan movies as well, I think.
He's in the first one as one of the main villains.
Yeah.
He's basically the henchman for Ra's al Ghul. Second one, he isn't in at all. And the third one, he's just in the court quickly.
Yeah, he's the court. Like, is he not in the second one?
No.
I just watched these movies and I already forgot. I watched them like 2 months ago.
I think he might be in the second one in the beginning. I can't remember because, like in the beginning, Batman is busting some drug deal or something. I think he might be in there, but I can't remember.
Oh yeah, he is definitely in there. I think. I remember him being there, getting beaten up or something. But yeah, I just like the character, just like always there, and like I would rather see Joker. Like I don't know.
I just can't deal with it anymore. We had like the Joker movie. Jared Leto has been the Joker. Then he's in every game, every television show. He's in the Harley Quinn show. He's just, oh my god. Just give me a breather. I can't deal with it no more.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like the Court of Owls will be cool. At least, like that's completely different.
Give me anything else.
That's not even like one person, but like an organization.
Alright, let's get into the next topic, which is number 8. The Untitled Goose Game is adding a co-op mode, and you can get it now as a physical copy as well. Have you seen the trailer? It's so cute. It's ridiculously cute. It starts out with the first level, where you like kind of harass this dude, and you have to like steal something off someone. So there's this one goose just screaming at him, and then suddenly like behind a truck or something, like the other goose pops up and pokes him in the back and steals the thing. It's like the oh man, it's so well done. Like you have to watch that trailer.
You know what's really funny about the whole game? That the whole game is like a joke, but it got so popular and everyone just loves it. And now they are adding more stuff to it, which I love. And they also releasing physical copies. Like it's going great for them, dude. And I think that game would be really fun in co-op. So. I haven't played the game itself. I watched a bunch of gameplay, but it must be really fun to mess with someone, with your friend. Like that's just hilarious gameplay. So I'm
Yeah,
looking
only
forward
seen the
to
first level so far. I think I might actually get it this weekend and just play it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Like, you could play it with your neighbor, coworker neighbor, who just knocked on the door. It would be really fun to play it together, I think. Like, it's a couch co-op kind of game.
I don't have a second controller though.
Oh, really? You don't? That's the first thing. I always have at least 2 for each console.
I don't like online games or so I don't really play with other people.
Yeah, but
Maybe for
local
Need for
co-op
Speed,
is different.
Can you play that co-op?
I'm not sure. You can play online for sure, but co-op, I don't know. Like local co-op, I guess the Goose Game would be local co-op, or both, like online and local co-op. So that would work with 2 controllers. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute though.
I know that all
and it's
Need for
also
Speed
funny
games
it's also funny that they adding co-op same as Tsushima.
I mean, not the same, but like it works very well with this game, I guess, because it's just so funny.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna tell you next week how fun it is. Speaking of fun games, what a great segue. Number 9, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War teaser trailer and key art got revealed. Yeah. All I can say about this is that logo has 3 fonts and it's driving me insane.
Well, if it's driving you insane, it's like they don't look too nervous about this, Max, because they are Call of Duty and they will sell 1 billion copies. Because it doesn't matter what
I know
the
why
logo
they did
is or
it.
the font.
Obviously, they did it because Black Ops is their best-selling IP aside from Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And if they would have called it Black Ops 5, then there's a 5 in the title, which sucks for them. And since they kind of want to reboot this, they want to tie it to the Black Ops IP, but still can't give it a name. So they just did Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. But I don't know where to set a column in this thing anymore. Like, if you write it out, like, how the fuck do you write this thing? Like, I just wrote it all behind each other. So it's like Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War? It's like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Drives me insane.
But I mean, they need new names and have to use the old names as well to keep it popular, so it makes sense from their perspective. But on the other hand, I'm kind of done with Call of Duty games. I just played so many the last few years. Every year a new one. I don't know. I'm not so excited, honestly. It will have a BR mode probably. It will be the usual Call of Duty story. I hope it will be more like the last game, which was one of the best COD games in a long time. But now I'm so like fatigued with the whole series. Like, just too many games.
I think everybody was fatigued until the game came out last year, the Modern Warfare reboot.
That was like one of the best in a long time, for sure.
Exactly, and I think they learned from their lesson. And this one seems to be based on reality and like diving into like indoctrination and communism, crazy shit. Like, from the teaser trailer that they put out, it looks very interesting, to be honest.
I don't know, I just can't be excited anymore for a COD game. Like, it just...
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what's gonna interest me? If this is gonna have a Fall Guys mode.
No, it won't have a Fall Guys mode, but it will have a BR mode for sure.
Battle Royale is done, man. Fall Guys is the new thing. Can you imagine Call of Duty having a Fall Guys mode?
But it doesn't work. Like, for shooters, BR always works, I think.
Yeah, but imagine Takeshi's Castle, but with Call of Duty gameplay. So you like slide and wall run and do all these crazy stunts. It's like Mirror's Edge, but with a funny little
but without weapons, or how do you imagine it? Or like you have to shoot like targets, or like different...
How about you have like these little water guns or something, or the Nerf guns. So you run around the place, have like a Nerf gun, do like laser tag.
Okay, that's...
I mean, that could be cool, to be honest.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit to...
I've given them ideas.
It doesn't fit to the Cold War theme or Call of Duty. Like, you just said that it's want to take itself more seriously, and then they would add something like that.
Did the last Call of Duty had the zombies mode? Do you know?
I don't think so. It could have had an event or something, but I can't remember.
Alright, so every Black Ops title always has a zombie mode. So I'm curious if they treat this super seriously again. And if they didn't have a zombie mode at all in the game.
It would have. I think the last Black... what was it? Like, but what was before Modern Warfare? What was...
Infinite... World War II.
No. Like
Well,
the game before.
yeah, it's
No, the one with the which had the first BR mode. What was that?
Black Ops 4.
Okay, so that was Black Ops 4. Yeah, exactly. So they had a zombie mode in that game.
So the last couple of games were the one that sucked, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, then Black Ops 4, then World War 2, then Modern Warfare, now it's Black Ops Cold War.
Wait, they had a game between Black Ops 4 and Infinite Warfare? Oh no, Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare. Jesus, so many names. I didn't even know that they had a game. Oh, wow.
They launched that simultaneously with...
No, I actually remember the game. I just, for some reason, I thought it was earlier. Like, I thought that was before Black Ops 4 for some reason. But yeah, okay, makes sense.
No, I think Battlefield 1 released the same year as Titanfall 2 and Black Ops 4. And then the year after, or no, wait.
The namings are so confusing.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's like, how many Call of Duty titles are there now? So it's
so many.
Call of Duty 1, 2, 3. Then there's Modern Warfare. Then there's Black Ops. Then there's Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. Then Modern Warfare 3. Then Ghost. Then Advanced Warfare. Then you have Black Ops 3.
Oh my god, Max.
Oh my god, there's 3 studios always working on these titles. So Advanced Warfare's from Sledgehammer, I think? No. Black Ops 3. Oh my god, my brain.
It's like counting the girls you've been with, basically. Like, oh, this, that, 2, 3.
I can't remember. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's too many games and too many confusing titles. But
yeah. The DC event is going on right now. They have linked Tash from Wonder Woman.
Ooh, exciting! Yeah. So we will definitely talk about the next podcast, so you guys can look forward to it. Yeah. So I guess we covered everything but the last topic for now. I mean, the last news item.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute. That's why I included it. So Sega is now aggressively porting more games to Steam and other platforms because of the Persona 4 Gold success. Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, everyone loves Steam, so good idea. They will buy your game, or what a surprise. No wonder why EA is doing the same thing, like putting all games on Steam. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it's still a way of least resistance, right? Because there's already a bunch of people on there.
Yeah.
No, makes sense. Yeah, it's just Sega is gonna port a whole bunch of games to Steam and also
there's a lot of cute, cool Sega
Switch.
games, to be honest. So I'm happy for it. Maybe I'll get a few.
Yeah, all the Shin Megami Tensei games, basically.
Yeah. I think there's been like a few Sega games already on Steam, right? Or I think I've seen like Sonic games there. I'm not sure. Or maybe they are not like...
There?
I would think so, yeah. That game was cool as well.
Yeah, it's the same studio as Persona. Yeah, man. More power to them. Honestly, like, the more people can play these games, the better off the industry is. And the more money they make, the more likely it is that we sooner or later get Persona 6.
Yeah, I mean, I still have to finish Persona 5, but I would love a 6 for sure. If it's any...
Persona 5 came originally out on the PlayStation 3, man.
Ooh, so it's been a while. But I
so
still
that's like 2007
it,
years ago. And there hasn't been like a new game from that studio. They only ported Catherine with like a new mode, full body something edition, full body edition. I don't know. I don't know. It's just that studio is so dope, and I love their art style. And they make like animes of their games after they come out, so people can just enjoy the story without playing the game. It's so cool.
I mean, the games itself have anime cutscenes in them, like completely anime.
Yeah, I know. I wish we gotta see a new Persona sooner than later, or something else.
Have you ever even played Persona? You only played 4, right?
Yeah, I have 4 on my Vita. I actually recommended it yesterday to a friend who wanted a good RPG. Yeah, I don't know. I want to play 5. It's the time commitment. I can like barely finish Dragon Quest. I don't think I have the time for Persona right now.
Yeah, I mean, the game's loading screen is literally saying take your time. So
Oh,
That
God,
game
yeah.
takes a long ass time.
I believe it. 4 took also a long time. It's basically scheduling your days as well, right? You have the weekend, you can decide what you're doing and stuff with your time in the game.
That's very fun, to be honest. Like, it's like a little life simulator as well as like JRPG with a cool story. It's like really nice.
We can do that as homework before we next year go to Japan together.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Alright, so that concludes the news. Do you want to get into the topic of this? Because we don't really have any event for the first time. Thank God we didn't have to watch any live stream.
I mean, we can talk a bit about the topic, yeah, why not? Like, we are around 1.5 hours in right now, so just a minute.
Alright, so the topic this week is basically remasters, remake, and... So we have like a bunch of questions lined up of what the fuck these things actually are, and... Alright, let's get right into it. What's the difference between these things? Because companies have a ridiculously hard time to figuring out what these things actually are.
Yeah, I mean, especially with reboots, that's like, I don't know. Like, I already have a hard time sometimes telling if it's a remaster or a remake, and then you always correct me that, oh, it's actually a remake, and I'm like, oh shit. So
yeah, maybe we forgot one thing. It could also be an HD version.
Yeah, exactly.
So there already begins, right? Because back in the day, you just ported games from PS3 to PlayStation 4, and they were like HD versions. Like, for example, you literally had the Ratchet & Clank HD collection, which is just the same textures and everything, just higher
resolution, yeah.
Exactly. Then you have a remaster, right? Which is the same game, but with better assets. Like, for example, Yeah, it's tricky, right? So, technically, what a remaster, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro are technically remasters because it's the original game 1-to-1. Like, to the perfect sense. Yeah. And then just better assets.
Yeah, but I would almost call assets. Like, if I saw the difference between the two, I would almost call it a remake for some reason. Like, they are...
Yeah, but the thing is now, right? So that's the next tricky part. So remake is straight up the complete game reimagined for today's standards, like Resident Evil, right? That is not a 1-to-1 copy. They literally reimagined the game. So you could actually call that almost a reboot, or a better example, Final Fantasy VII. Is that a remake? Is it?
I don't know, like, if I had to, like, classify these things, I would call Spyro remake, and I would call those games reboots, almost, yeah.
But then you also have the Ratchet & Clank game from 2016, which is technically the original story, but it's completely reimagined. So that's also a remake, right? If you take something that was old and you remake it, but include new things, like new game mechanics or reimagine stuff.
So I feel like remakes. Yeah, it should be like a scale. Like, oh, if it has this, then it's a remake, and if it has this and this, then it's a reboot. If it has this and that, and then it's a remaster. So maybe it should be like a checklist.
As Shadow of the Colossus, right? From Sony, from Blue Hole.
Mm-hmm.
They remade the game completely. Like, it's current graphics, everything's pretty from the PlayStation 2. But it's a remaster because it's just 1-to-1 the same game. They changed nothing about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's... I guess remaster just means it gets like a facial lift to anywhere from higher resolution to like a complete remake of the same game. Which is exactly the same game, but completely remade, like models, textures, everything. And then there's a remake, which is basically like the highest end of the remaster, where they remake all the assets and everything, but they also change the gameplay itself and they improve on other things in the game other than just the visuals modernized. And then a reboot is, I guess, like just a complete overhaul and complete remake of something that includes everything, like a new game.
Yeah, that's how I feel at least about it. Yeah, it's so convoluted and weird. Then, yeah, I don't know. And at this point, like, so, for example, the Ratchet & Clank one, that could technically be a reboot, right?
Yeah.
You could start out from there and then just reboot the entire series with a reimagining remake of the original.
Yeah,
like, it all just blends so crazy together and it's getting so weird. I mean, we've been seeing the stuff in the, well, not the remaster or remakes. Well, technically remaster or HD versions, yeah. Like for movies, right? Because you see reboots all the time. All the time. Everything got rebooted that was popular a couple of whiles ago. A Batman constantly gets rebooted.
I can just say that Disney movies right now, which are all getting remade or rebooted or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, but with movies, it just, there's every year so many movies that it doesn't really, I don't know. What was it? There's only like 5 stories in the world that can be told, and we just find new ways of telling them.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same, but the thing is, like, at least with games, like you have all these mechanics and interactions, you can still make new games. So I just find it frustrating that we're getting all these remakes and stuff.
But to be honest, like for games, I think it actually makes more sense than for movies, because movies just got like movies already look good even if they are old. Like they don't get that outdated in a way, while games can get really outdated visually, especially. So if you have like an old game that you have a lot of nostalgia for, and then it gets remade with like new graphics, then you're really happy to replay your old game, but like with current graphics, which is fun. And for movies, I don't feel that, because like for example, like there was the Lion King movie, right? The old Disney movie, which is like still a very good movie, and I don't know how old it is, but like 20-30 years old, and still is super cool and super cute. And now they made a live action reboot of it, which is also kind of nice, but I feel like the old is actually better still than the new one, even though they remade it. So, you know, like in games it makes more sense.
Didn't they also remaster it before they put out the live action version?
Because
they put it in the cinemas again with like better, sharper textures and everything.
That's cool. Like I can imagine that. Like I even seen like AI upscaling old movies, and it's actually crazy. Like for example, the Nvidia Shield TV, which is just an Android TV, the newer version can do that already. Like if you put in an old movie, since Nvidia is very into like AI technology and like machine learning and that kind of stuff, it can actually like make your old movie to a current 4K movie, and it's crazy how it does it live, and it makes it look really good. It's very cool.
I don't know. So the next question on the topic would be then, when is it gonna be enough? Like at this point, we're getting especially this year, it's crazy. It's getting really, really, really annoying. Last year we had like 1 or 2, but this year there's so many remakes and remasters. It's getting out of hand. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I guess it's
we're getting the Tony Hawk remake. We're getting the Crisis. We're getting the Resident Evil 3 came out this year with a remake. Final Fantasy 7 came out with a remake. There was a new Prince of Persia remake.
Rumored, yeah.
I'm forgetting like a bunch. There's so many more. What's it called? Modern Warfare 2 got a remaster this year.
Saints Row.
Saints Row is the one that I was forgetting. That one's out.
That is Alien movie that we just talked about. What is it called?
Destroy All Humans got a remake.
Yeah, whatever. There's a bunch of games, but like, I think it's because everyone likes the remakes. Like, usually they are pretty good, probably selling well. Otherwise, companies wouldn't do them, and it's like just a lot of nostalgia factor for the people that used to love them. So it makes sense to make them. And when it will be enough for me is when they remake the remakes.
Mass Effect trilogy remaster.
Rumored, true. But I'm actually hyped for that. See, that's the thing. Like, if you like these old games that you played and you just want to see them in shiny new armor and shiny new graphics and replaying the same journey you went through in the past, I think it's fine.
But I already played these games. Like, I literally played them.
Yeah, but like,
that's
for example,
the nice
I played
thing about the Resident Evil game.
Because it's so good.
Yeah, and you can still play it.
Yeah, but like if I can just play it just better, you know, like why not?
I don't know. I'd rather just play new games. I'm getting the nostalgia thing, and I'm totally happy because I love the Spyro remake, remaster. But
yes.
Like I said, like it's just getting completely out of hand, and there's just more and more and more and more. What is it? Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning. coming out as a
Yeah, I'm
remake,
excited for that
remaster.
too as well because I haven't really played the first, and I know it's a really good game.
Yeah, but all these teams are working on all these remakes and stuff. Look, as awesome as the Crash Bandicoot collection was as a remaster, I'm just way more hyped for 4.
Well, I can see that as well. But for example, as I said, like Mass Effect Remake, I'm
I'd rather
for
just
that than
see new
games.
Mass Effect.
I don't know. I'm more hyped to replay that game for some reason. But what I, like, for example, I would be so happy seeing new like KOTOR games, Knights of the Old Republic games made because they are so old and so outdated. But the games are so amazing. So I just want to
make a new
replay
one.
them. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just getting really annoyed with all the remakes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, no, I'm getting annoyed with the remaster. I'm not getting annoyed with the remakes because the remakes actually, like Final Fantasy VII, it's the same story but a completely new gameplay experience. And they also add new story elements to it, so it's never the same. It's always changing. Like the Resident Evil remake was awesome because it completely didn't play like the original, and it added so many more layers and story elements and stuff. It was really good, awesome. Like I'm just getting fed up with all these remasters.
Yeah, I get your point.
I just want them to.
But like, you should also think about like, since these games came out, like most of them, we have a completely new generation of players and gamers, and they maybe never have even heard of the old ones, and they would never touch them because they are old. So now they remake these games, they see all this hype around them, like everyone, like their parents even talking about them, and then they will get into these games, which is, I think, is a good thing. Like, imagine this generation getting into Mass Effect. It's like one of the greatest games of all time, greatest like trilogy of all time, and they would just forget about it. But this way, they can go back and everyone will know it, and that's, I think, is good for everyone.
I think if a new Mass Effect comes out, everybody's talking about it anyway, and they're just gonna play it either way. And how can they play anything if they all play Fortnite and Fall Guys?
Yeah, that's the very young audience. They can't play Mass Effect because it's 18 plus. I would. Yeah, it is definitely 18 plus with all those.
I promise you, even well, with Andromeda falling off the face of the earth, and they haven't been able to play any of the old Mass Effect games. If in the next 6 years or something a new Mass Effect game drops, everybody's losing their minds. It's gonna be on everybody's list. There's gonna be great trailers. There's gonna be coverage on the internet. Everybody's gonna be talking about it during launch. Like, yeah, there's no way in hell a person who hasn't played the originals isn't gonna play this.
You know, the problem is that when you have something as good as Mass Effect, why would you make a new one which will be disappointing when you could already replay the masterpiece that's like so good, and you know what you get already, so it cannot be so bad. Like, I would love some Harry Potter game remakes or remakes, reboots even. I don't know.
Yeah, great. You can play the old Harry Potter games. I'll play the new one.
I would play both. I would, like, if I had to choose right now, if I want a new Harry Potter game or a remake of the old ones, I would choose the old ones because I know that they were really good, and I want to relive the memory of them.
I get it. It's a nostalgia trip. I totally get it. It's the Spyro thing. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, if these games are outsourced to like third-party developers like Bluehole that are just making these things and cranking them out, I don't really mind, as long as the A studio is still working on a new game, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
I just find it annoying when like a studio is working on these things instead of like working on a proper sequel or like a new thing.
Yeah, I can understand it as well. But you would rather see a new game, and like it just takes away the resources from working on a new game and just remaking the old one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so basically then the last topic would be what's remakes. Let's pick 3 remakes each. Remakes, not remasters. Remakes. Where they change everything up. Which ones would you like to see?
Yeah, as I said, Harry Potter games for sure. If that can count as one,
because
there's like, okay, well, I don't know. I would want all. I at least want to at least. So Harry Potter 1 and 2, because I remember that clearly playing on PlayStation 1, and they were just so amazing. Then.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you really care for 2 games that almost have the same gameplay, just a different story?
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna change up the gameplay so much, right?
Like, so it's nostalgia. Like just pack it together, like Harry Potter 1 to 6 remake. and they like the whole. I don't know.
Do you know how long that would be? And honestly, like all gonna run on the same engine, and they all gonna have the same gameplay with like slightly different mechanics in the same castle. That would be really tedious. I would rather just have the game that's coming out, which is like the prequel thing, right? Or afterwards, where you like a new student, there's an entire story based around you, Harry and the others are in the game or something, and you have an entire castle you can explore and have like this massive open world.
Yeah,
with,
I'm not saying I don't want that.
Story.
I'm just saying that I would really want the remake because I have so many
doesn't
good
that
memories.
make more sense?
I think both makes sense because, like, obviously new games always make sense because you have to make new games, but like it's just the nostalgia factor for me personally. Yeah, but then the other game I would choose is KOTOR, like Knights of the Old Republic. Let's say 1, I guess. Although I played 1 and 2 both. But it's also because just I have so good memories of playing that game alone and like just going through it, that just like so much love for that game that I would really want to replay that with like beautiful modern graphics and mechanics and stuff. It would be amazing. But then the third, that's a hard question. I would want the World of Warcraft 2, but that's not really a remake, so because that game is also like 20 years old at this point, so that would be more like a reboot, I guess, right? I don't even know, because it's weird with that game because it's old but it's still ongoing. But yeah, I would want the version of World of Warcraft which is new, like it's current gen, updated everything.
All right. Yeah, you pick like the weirdest games for this kind of stuff. Like you pick like the logistic nightmares for everybody.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that, but what I want.
You want 7 games that almost all play the same, with the same spells and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like at least back in the day they made sense because they were developed over years and had like different mechanics and stuff and different castles, and they changed up everything. Like I mean, in the end they were like corridor shooters, like third-person shooters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that, but more like the old ones, yeah.
If they remake them, then you're gonna get 7 games with a full story that all play the same, which makes no sense to me.
But I don't need 7 games, honestly. I would just want the first 2, but then it's annoying that you don't have the rest of the story, right? So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so logistic nightmare. And then the second one, KOTOR. It has the Final Fantasy VII problem, because 7 only got like 20% of the story in one entire game. Because the world is so big and you can't really, like, if you detail everything to this crazy extent that they did, like a modern game, like you get into massive problems because back in the day you only had to draw like a little backdrop drawing for any background you were in. But now they have to 3D render everything and give you NPCs with side quests and create this living, breathing world. And KOTOR, you go to different planets and it's massive, and you talk to a shit ton of people. If you remake that to the same quality as that, you get like 20% of the original KOTOR, and that's like your entire game, and then they're gonna put out 7 games just to get that story.
Yeah, Max, but you asked like not which games I think would be feasible to remake, but what games I would want to play, you know?
I know. I'm just saying you pick like logistic nightmares, and then yeah, I don't know, World of Warcraft.
If it even counts.
It's probably just gonna look like Final Fantasy 14,
God.
right?
I would think better. That's kind of old at this point as well. Like if
yeah,
you would,
sure. So,
but remaking the whole world in World of Warcraft, that would be like the craziest undertaking of all time, probably.
Yeah, I see that. Oof. Yeah, if I had to pick 3 games, I'd probably pick Alan Wake, because we're getting like the expansion on Thursday next week, the Alan Wake Control expansion.
Nice.
So they're already developing a new game in the same realm. So I kind of like, if the next game is going to be Alan Wake again, I'd rather just have to remake the original, or so people can actually... That's what
you were saying, that you were just saying that you want a new game, and now you're saying you want to remake. So people can know, like I said.
I kind of want to remaster because it's stuck on Xbox and I can't play it. That's my problem. So the PlayStation audience never got to play Alan Wake. So I'd rather have that so I can play that before the next one. So you actually know what's going on. Yeah, that one. Then I want Dino Crisis, but I want it as a first-person shooter and not as a third-person one like the Resident Evil remake. Because if you have dinosaurs, you need to be quick. If you have them as like enemies, so you need to like jet around the field, the levels and stuff to like evade them. I don't know, kind of something like that.
Weird
like a really
choice.
awesome horror dinosaur game, like Turok-ish, like the Turok reboot that happened like a while ago.
Yeah.
And then third one, I don't know.
And you have Ark.
Actually,
Why don't you just play Ark? Dino.
Because that's a
game.
survival game.
Dino
but
survival.
I want a horror game.
True. Well, it has.
I want a dino survival horror game in person perspective that is based on the Dino Crisis 1 as a remake. That would be awesome.
What was the third?
I want to say Onimusha, but at the same time we get so many Japanese titles these days that I'd rather not. Let me think. It's hard, actually.
I could say actually so many games I would want to remake.
I mean, at this point, I would have probably said Fable, but we're getting that as well.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a reboot actually, right? Kinda. Is it not?
Yeah, I think you might be right, but it's probably a remake-ish kind of thing.
Really? I thought it's... Okay, we'll see.
I don't know.
I could say the old Star Wars game like Jedi Outcast. Those were super amazing. What else? You can choose a third game.
The Batman reveal trailer is going on right now, by the way.
Yeah, Max, no spoilers for now.
I won't. I'm just
just choose a third game, goddammit, Max.
You know what? I'm gonna pick Arkham Asylum.
Really?
Yeah.
That still looks pretty good though.
Yeah, you're right. And it's also playing pretty well. Damn it.
Yeah, like why don't you choose some like old games that you used to play and you just want to see it new? I could even imagine choosing new like Zelda games. Like I could easily
what? I want Kingdom Hearts 1 as a reboot.
Oh my. It will just complicate everything even further.
I want them to delete the entire story of what happened afterwards. I just want the first one as a reimagining, more story that already has the stuff later on in mind. And then I want the trilogy, just 3 games that tell the entire story what's happening, all these fucking 20 games, but way more condensed, cut out all this bullshit, and have them look awesome as current gen.
That would be cool. I agree. At least I would understand the series.
And not this comic booky style. I want them like hardcore. No. I want them look like Rare games, like Everwild. This really soft polygon kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
That would be cool.
Cool.
Yeah, like super condensed Kingdom Hearts trilogy that cuts out all this nonsense bullshit of the story.
You know what? Actually was just thinking about those remakes, like in my head, like, oh, I would like StarCraft and stuff like this. But then I was thinking of Warcraft, which got reforged, and it was like the biggest failure of all time.
Nah.
I didn't even get the game, even though I played that game so much. Like the original, at least. Warcraft 3.
Holy crap, I'm watching this Batman thing. It's like, ooh, holy crap.
Okay, Max, stop spoiling stuff. Just might as well just end it then. And then we can tune into that. So you should maybe close it off, Max?
Yeah. I'm just looking at this.
God damn it, Max. I want to see it too. Stop like teasing me.
Looks great. Looks a bit live servicey though, for some reason. Probably it's not. I don't know. Yeah, alright, I'll stop teasing.
Yeah,
thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. As always, you can always write in at raweffectpodcast@gmail.com.
You remember.
And send us any questions that you have. Give us feedback. We love you. And we're gonna see you next week with all the Batman news.
Hype.
And Suicide Squad news.
See you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Alright, bye.